International Men's Day is celebrated on the 19th of November and is the perfect occasion to embrace aspects of masculinity. With this in mind, Mzansi Act Now will host an imbizo in Soweto tomorrow aimed at addressing, among others, gender-based violence, mental health and depression. The initiative also aims to enhance positive engagements to address social ills that affect men in particular. Joining us now in studio for more on International Men's Day is Mzansi Act Now chairperson, Tebogo Lerole, and Prince Moagi, who's the Deputy President of Sovereign Congress of African Leaders. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much. Now, South Africa has been grappling with the pandemic of GBV, and it seems as though we are really not coming to grips with curbing the scourge. Where are we getting it wrong as a country?
I feel that the challenge is not coming together and working together as a country. I mean, the element of Ubuntu becomes a challenge, especially when it comes to societal ills that affect our communities. If we could all hold hands together, I'm talking civil society, I'm talking government, and I'm talking corporate South Africa, and tackle the challenges that face our communities on a day-to-day, I think that is the beginning. You know, instead of working in silos, we need to partner up, we need to collaborate and make sure that we close the gaps, because there are a lot of gaps and there are a lot of communities that are affected within the country. We've got hotspots that have been labeled years ago. We still have these hotspots standing, which simply means there's missing links, or either there's someone turning a blind eye and just pretending as if the scourge of abuse or GBVF is not there.
Prince Moagi, let me bring you in here, because a lot of the times when we speak GBV, we speak against men and we speak to women, and we really don't include what are some of the spiritual issues, some of the financial issues, some of the mental issues that our men are facing within society. How important is it for them to find their voice in faith-based organizations, in civil society organizations, as well as in corporate society organizations, for them to be able to voice out what it is that is bothering them as men?
I think today we are going to celebrate the International Men's Day together with the Mzansi Act Now. And particularly our engagement with them and our partnership together with the support that we have given them. We have identified that they needed an organization that is non-political, non-sexist, and a political an organization that it's going to deal with issues that are going to make sure that we unite the traditional leadership of this country, including the leadership of all churches. Now, if you look into the morality that our South African man has, it dates back towards how we grew up and the effect of the past effect of our parents. Now we have decided as Sovereign Congress of African Leaders to give them a very good support by tomorrow, and also to look into the fundraising of Mzansi Act Now in order to make sure that at the end of the day they can reach out to all the men. We are looking at changing the culture of men. It is important that at this point in time, South Africa has to change.
Yes.
We've been preaching New South Africa for many years. We are about 30 years now talking about New South Africa. But there is nothing new that we are bringing to the people. All we are looking at is expectations of government to contribute towards what we envisage to achieve at the end. Young generation are looking at us now to say, what is it that we are going to change in the future? So I think together with the Act Now, we are looking forward to say, we need to look into the elders, go back to the traditional cultural norms, and also teach our young children that respect is the key to the elders.
And that's a very important point. I mean, that culture change that we should be focusing on for young men and for young women, and I'll come to how women should be playing a role within all of this change. What strategies do you as Act Now implement in ensuring that you're getting through to men on that culture change, on some of the issues that they are currently facing?
I mean, the partnership, for starters, with the Sovereign Congress of African Leaders is part of our strategies. If we can't get there as a younger people, if we can't get as young people or as the younger age in terms of our traditional leaders, we need a bridging gap, or we need a mouthpiece that's going to transcend the message to the leaders. And I like what Deputy President is making mention of. It's very important to bring the royal families. It's very important to bring the faith-based organizations in transcending the message that we wish to transcend, because we still have challenges of patriarchy to this day. And we have to get to a point where we break the cycle, we break the norms from the olden days, and we reshape our country. We wish to, bring about the new man, who is anti-violence, the new man who's anti-fighting and who's anti-abusing anyone. And we also want to push the narrative of gender equality. That is very key for us. These are all the aims and strategies that we try and pull. I mean, the Imbizo that we're doing is aimed at targeting a group of men. And when I mean a group of men, we're talking over 1,000 men that are going to congregate tomorrow. And we're going to have this session, and we're going to have other men that are going to come and speak to these men, and men that are regarded as heroes from their communities or heroes of this country, and this is in our aims, or this is in our mission to obviously to try and recreate the safe spaces. If I might as well speak, who's going to be at the program. I mean, we have the likes of Olani Kumalo, who has been fighting substance abuse. He's going to be talking on substance abuse. We've got our deputy president our president from the Sovereign Congress of African Leaders, who's going to be sharing with these men more about spiritual wellness and mental wellness. And we all know that it is very key for us to have or be centered in a way. You need to understand yourself before you can understand the next person. We have the likes of your DJ Sbu. We have the likes of your Bishop Maponga that will be joining us as part of the panel. And of course, I have to make mention, I keep mentioning government and corporate sector, because it's very, very key to have those structures partnering with us. We've got the Gauteng Department of Community Safety with MEC Faith Mazibuko joining the program and saying, I want to stand with Act Now, I want to stand with the Sovereign Congress of African Leaders in championing these programs and in reshaping South Africa for a better South Africa. We want a thriving country, we want a safe country, and I mean, we're pulling everyone, we want everyone, and Newzroom is transcending this message or sharing this message with reason to make sure that broader South Africans or all South Africans get to hear what our mission is, and I keep making mention. Corporate South Africa, government, let's come together, let's work together with civil society, let's work with our communities in terms of reshaping this country, because we have no other home. This is our home.
In reshaping the country and everybody coming together, Prince Moahi, what's the role of women on this healing journey of men?
Look, Sovereign Congress of African Leaders is in support of our president. The last time when the president was mentioned, he said, it is important for non-governmental organizations to play a role in South Africa. And also he made mention for the second time that we need to give women a chance to lead in the country, to give them opportunity to have the voice. Women of our country have not had the voice, no protection at all. Now, I am happy to mention that tomorrow's Imbizo, it's not about men. It's about discussing all elements and problems that the South African men are facing. And also, what South African women are facing, especially in marriages, especially young women that we have in the country. And we are looking at discussing the point of departure where we are saying, how do we help government? Because all these years, you will realize that we've been expecting a lot from government. And we've been folding our arms doing nothing at all. Now we've blamed ourselves as men of South Africa and say we need to stand up starting from now on and give South African government the support. And that support is that we need to start by posting the message tomorrow to say men of this country deserve to be awarded. We have never had an award. We've been discussing with Mzansi Act Now that we have never had awards where we are awarding our parents, old men that have raised their family very well, and old men, mothers that have raised their families and that have delivered us actually today, that we are envisaging to become South African good leaders. And we are saying tomorrow, it is important that Sovereign Congress of African Leaders, Professor Mpyane has been mentioning it many a time. Even today, we have launched a sovereign Congress of African Leaders Women's League. It was for the purpose of saying to women, stand up. There is opportunities for you. There is strength and there is support. Funding, it has never been a problem. The problem is to unite ourselves, love each other. Women of this country need to know that we love them, we protect them. And we're going to make sure that in joint hands of Tolani, the likes, and other speakers that will be there, will be passing the message to say, we need to protect our South African women, our young children, from all sorts of abuses that they've gone through.
Most certainly. Just to wrap up, Tebogo, tomorrow's event, where is it taking place?
It's taking place at the Safe Hub, Jabulani Safe Hub, and it starts at 10 o'clock in the morning. There is no cover charge. Every man is welcome to join us tomorrow. It's going to be a program that really, really pushes the agenda of changing and reshaping our communities. As well, we're going to be awarding community heroes, you know, all the men that wake up every morning and do good and give back to our communities. And yeah, it's a big one. We are partnering with the Sovereign Congress of African Leaders, Gauteng Community Safety, MEC Faith Mazibuko, BMW Joburg City. I have to make mention of these people because they bring about the change within our communities. And as long as it's reshaping our people, I'm for it. And we have to mention it. And thank you to Newzroom Afrika for having us.
Of course, the message needs to be sent out far and wide. And thank you to Act Now for the kind of work that you do in ensuring that it's a daily struggle that we're seeing within our communities, and you're visible on a daily basis in ensuring that we curb the scourge. Thank you very much for your time, gentlemen.